Time is or one resource that is not renewable, which is why I'm just like, you know what? I hate people to waste my time because it's precious. Once it's gone, it's gone. You don't get it back. There's no refunds. There's no exchange. It's spent. It's done. It's gone.
Tea or coffee?
Hot water.
Other. Beach holiday or city break?
Oh, beach holiday, always.
Cats or dogs?
Fish.
Other. Netflix binge watch or board game?
Oh, board gaming.
Okay. Which one? Anything in particular?
Oh, I like Scrabble.
Oh, Scrabble.
Yeah, the nerd in me loves Scrabble.
We're on a bit of a roll with Monopoly at the moment.
Yeah. Monopoly is too long for me. And my children are so competitive. Like, everybody must beat mommy. They're not interested in beating daddy. Yeah. They're just like, let's beat mommy. I'm like, why me? But yeah, so Monopoly is good too.
Monopoly is good too. Pineapple on your pizza?
Yes.
Okay. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl, definitely.
Concert or comedy show?
Ooh. Oh, that's a tough one. Probably comedy show. I like a good laugh.
Okay. Winter or summer?
Summer. I'm an islander. Summer all the way. I hate cold.
Camping or 5-star hotel?
5-star hotel every day.
You didn't even have to think about that one.
No. I'm like sleeping in the wild, insects. No.
Last but not least, texting or talking?
Talking.
Okay.
Always. Yep.
You got scoring you there 10 out of 10. Well done.
Is there a prize?
There is, but that's later on. So, I know what you do. However, for the people watching, for the people listening, just a quick kind of elevator pitch. What do you do and who do you serve?
Oh, so this is a very big question. What do I do in my day job or what do I do in my other jobs? Because we
want to know both.
Okay, so I'll start with my other jobs. Otherwise, my husband will be like, what are you talking about? So my other jobs, I run 2 businesses alongside my husband. One that is very much geared at financial education for families, middle-income families, and the other which is mental health first aid, which we deliver to corporate businesses, private. It depends on who wants the service and who can pay. In my day job, I work with the City Council within the economic policy team. And my official title there is Innovation Manager with Business and Skills.
Entrepreneurial across the board.
Yes, we are indeed.
Fantastic. And right now, I suppose in all 3, what's the biggest challenge?
I suppose I'll start with my day job first. I think the challenge is always having enough resources to do all the things that as a council, because I work with the local authority, that we want to do because we're in austere times, lots of cuts. So it's always trying to make sure that we can serve the people we are paid to serve in the right way, in the best way, with the resources that we have. So that's always a challenge. I think in my husband and my business, I think the challenge really is getting people to see the need for some of the services that we offer. Because very often when people start thinking about their finances or about things like the cover that they have for their families, it's at the point where something bad has happened and it's very difficult to go back. So trying to get people to understand that this is something that is good for them, good for their families, good for their extended family, sometimes can be a challenge. With mental health first aid, mental health in general, there's lots of conversations about mental health everywhere right now. And it's getting organizations to see the real value of having a mentally well workforce. So looking more of prevention is better than cure. So not waiting until people are off sick and then you have a gap to fill. Other people then have to carry that additional workload. So I guess it's just getting people to understand the need for these things and the preventative measure as opposed to, okay, this has happened, let's try to clean it up.
Interesting. Challenging. I like it.
Yes.
I think let's start with the council part. That sounds really interesting because when we speak to businesses, every business wants more for less.
Oh, yeah.
And the current economic climate, Everybody's got cutbacks. They're expecting everyone to do more for less.
Correct.
How can we be more efficient? How can we still hit our goals, but we've got less resources to do that? That's a tough one. How do you navigate through that?
I think we all have to learn how to work more smartly. And I say that in terms of making use of a lot of the tech that we've got available.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people. I was having this conversation yesterday, actually, with someone who was saying about they were doing a presentation around introducing AI to a product that they're developing, and to be able to sell that on to a buyer. And it was around, so part of the presentation was creating a solution that replaces at least 2 full-time equivalent staff. And while that is good, I suppose, for the organization, in my mind's eye, that's putting 2 people out of work and putting them in a situation where they can't look after their family. But I think there are ways around us using technology to help streamline some of our processes. There's lots of stuff out there. There's Perplexity, there's ChatGPT, there's all of these stuff that we can use to, for example, save time on reading documents that are 50 and 60 and 70 and hundreds of pages long, if we just can extract the information that we need. There are ways of companies streamlining their processes, their back-end processes, so that they actually become more productive and they can spend their time speaking to customers, or getting people to see the value of what they're actually offering. I think also we have to think about reskilling the workforce that we actually have. A lot of people are afraid of change. In my opinion, change is the only constant. Everything in our life is change. As we age, we change. In our workplaces, systems change. So we have to learn to become comfortable with the concept of change. Always learning. You always have to be thirsty for knowledge. Once you stop learning, for me, you stop living. So you get to the point where you become stagnant. That's when you put yourself out of the workforce. So I think there's lots of different ways. There's lots of tools for people to be able to keep track of their finances, know their numbers, know what they spend. One of the things that I always find really alarming is how many startups, especially, not necessarily those who are looking to scale and grow, because by then they've kind of got their head around it. They don't pay attention to their numbers. So how do you know where you want to go if you're afraid to talk about your money or your projections and these type of things? So there's a lot in there. There's a big question for me to answer.
Absolutely. The AI one's an interesting one, isn't it? Because we've gone through the Industrial Revolution, and we had the same problem with tractors and farmers. We've got a whole army of farmers. They're going to be put out of business because we have a tractor now.
Yeah.
And we come up, tens and 50 and hundreds of years later, and we can see, well, they're not just sat doing nothing. They've evolved into doing something else.
Correct.
So AI is not going to go away. It's here.
No, it's here. It's staying.
Here. It is staying. So I think the quicker we get on board with the concept of it ain't going anywhere, we need to upskill, we need to reposition ourselves.
Correct.
I think we'll probably reduce the anxiety that we might have with regards to that whole conversation, that topic. Yeah. So when people present this argument of, it's going to take our jobs, or I think it's a bit of a defeatist attitude, which is not helping anybody.
No.
Because by saying that, it ain't going to change anything. It's like the rain. If it's going to rain, it's going to rain.
It's going to rain. We live in England. It definitely will rain.
It's going to rain. So you can either be miserable, which a lot of people are, and they moan about it, or you can keep smiling and just...
Yeah, get a good brolly and some wellies.
Exactly. And rock on with what you need to do.
Indeed.
So my attitude is very simple around that it's more about how we use AI and how we can use it to support, be more efficient, and there needs human intervention, and we need to be able to manage it, because at the moment we just think it's a magic box.
Yeah, and it isn't.
It's not.
It really isn't.
We had Charlotte Armstrong in a couple of weeks ago who came in. We were talking about AI and devices for children, and she was talking about some really important and relevant points. She's going into schools and saying we manage what we eat, we manage how we do other things in our life. Do we manage how long we stay on this?
Yeah.
And for children that have been born with that in their hand.
Yeah, it's like an extension of the little fist, of the little fingers. Yeah, I've seen it. It's
Absolutely.
dangerous.
It's scary. It's a scary
dangerous.
thought, and it's the new dummy. Instead of putting a dummy in the mouth, they give them an iPad or an iPhone or something.
Without any restriction sometimes. I mean, some parents do. Some parents are quite responsible like that. But I think that for me, that's where the understanding and the education comes in. Because once you understand what you have access to, then you're able to make informed decisions about how you use things. And that's the other thing. It's everything all at once, easy, quick. But that's not always wise.
No.
So I think part of it is around having better education and people having better understanding of what, because everybody is having the conversation, but what does it mean? It's a bit like the word innovation. People hear the word innovation and everybody might have a slightly different interpretation of, but I think we just need to get to the point where there's some sort of definitive, this is what this is and this is what it's not.
Absolutely.
So that people can actually have access to and understand better.
I love it, because I remember a conversation I was privy to around religion. And for some people, that's don't go there. For other people, let's talk about it. But the reason I bring that into the conversation is, in a primary school setting, you've got to understand the context of who you're talking to.
Correct.
And you talk about religion in a different manner. Where there's love, you live together, it's about harmony, all the good things that we aspire to be. When we're in an adult environment, then let's be a little bit real about some of the things we're saying, we're doing, about how we need to build some bridges.
Correct.
And where religion is being used as an scapegoat or an excuse. But the point is, have a more responsible, sensible conversation.
Grown-up conversations.
Exactly. So in the same manner, AI is the same, isn't it? Is there a place for it at a primary school or in schools?
Yes.
That's debatable.
Yes.
And how much should AI devices and all of that good stuff be used? Because we're losing the skill to write. We weren't built to take that much radiation or light into the eyes. We were built to just see the nature in the world.
Yeah, definitely agree. I'm like nodding. Yes. So very true. But you see it though. You see it because now, especially for, let me not say all young people, because people will be like, oh, you're targeting the young people. No, for a lot of adults, young adults now, communication is a problem. They don't want to pick the phone up to actually have a phone call. Furthermore, actually do something where it's face to face, because so much of the interaction, and I've got young men in my house, and just seeing how some of their peers interact is quite scary. We have been very intentional as parents to make sure our children learn the art of conversation, learn how to communicate. And it's not to say they don't have tech available to them, because they do, because otherwise we'd be leaving them at a disadvantage.
Of course.
But for us as parents, one of the key skills we wanted them to have is to be able to have a conversation, to meet someone and be comfortable striking up a conversation or asking a question or picking the phone up and asking for information, which for a lot of young people now, it's not an easy thing to do.
That's worrying.
It's worrying.
We were talking about this at home the other day about, in some families or in some cases where in some, like my nephew went to grammar school and they were taught certain etiquettes. So it's great, it's taught at certain schools, but it's definitely not at all schools.
No, it's not.
It's taught in some homes. I know it's done in our 4 walls, but it's not done in all homes on how to, just simple manners. There's an adult. How do you speak to an adult? How do you speak to your siblings when you're in the same environment? Just greetings, them social skills.
Social skills. Yeah, I feel like that's the next big business.
Driven by AI.
No, driven all human. Only human.
It's but you bring such an important point that it's going on a downhill trend faster than we recognize it.
Yeah. And you know where you see that most? In the workplace. I think I mean, and I don't know how recruiters are managing this situation, because no matter how excellent somebody is on the screen or with the behind the scenes of the tech, which is great, we need it, you still need people in your business who are going to be the front door. The people who are going to go out and speak to people, who are going to communicate, who are going to ask the questions, who are going to bring business in.
Yep.
And I don't know, it's kind of shaky. It's looking kind of shaky from my perspective anyway.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So we'll see. As humans, we always evolve. We'll find a way around it.
We do.
We'll find a way around it.
So the other two parts of the business, one is about financial stability in the home.
Yes, so financial education really. We do financial education specifically or mainly around just upskilling middle income families. I'm sure you've heard this 1,000 times before. Nobody is taught about money in schools.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're taught about all sorts of weird and wonderful things, which is great. Some of those things we never, ever, ever have to do again. I mean, I've never cut up a frog outside of my biology class. I hope never to have to do it again in my entire lifetime. What else did we learn? Pythagoras' theorem. Have you used it recently?
Nope.
I mean, I understand the concepts. It's the learning, it's the reasoning, it's the thinking, it's the problem solving. Yeah. I get it. But those things really are not useful for the average human who has to function in the world of understanding what does it mean when you get a credit card.
Yeah. And
the interest rate says 32% APR. What does that actually mean for you? What does that mean for your finances? What does that mean for your household income? When you have information about your pensions and you don't know what that means. You don't have any idea about how to invest, where to invest. So a lot of the conversations that we have with families is around some of those things. The importance of having protection for your family, because eventually all of us will leave this earth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we will die.
That's the only
it's certain.
Truth.
That's the only way we're getting out of this place.
Absolutely, yeah.
And sometimes having those conversations with families around having that protection in place. If you come from a really wealthy family and in the 1% and your money is sure, that's fine. But the rest of us are probably not sitting in that 1%. And it's giving people the tools to make sure that they can make informed decisions about all sorts of different things across financial education. So really passionate about it. It's helped us loads in our own circumstances. So why not share when you found value in something? So that's where we are with that.
I love it. And I can't remember was it in Rich Dad Poor Dad, where he talks about the same kind of thing, that, and you touched on this earlier on, you don't know what you don't know. But then when the system doesn't want you to know something, then you got to question, why don't they want you to know something?
Exactly.
And I think the paraphrase or the sentiment I got was, well, they don't want you to be entrepreneurial. They don't want you to stand on your own 2 feet. They want you just to be in a 9-to-5 job in the system because you're dependent on the system.
Revolving.
Exactly. Just get on with it. Just, get that mortgage, get the loans, get the credit card.
Keep paying your bills on time.
Exactly.
That's it.
And from 15 to 65, just stay in your place.
Yep. It's so very true.
And we don't think outside the box. And so, I agree with there's no financial education at school. I think it's really needed. More people need to know what to do and how to do it. They know there's a problem, but they don't know how to
navigate.
Solve it.
And then I think money is one of those things, or finances in general, a lot of people find really uncomfortable to talk about.
Absolutely.
And I put that in the same space. Maybe it's a bit more open now because of the conversations people are having around mental health as well. In our experience, the two are very closely linked. People's mental health become worse. Let me say
direct correlation.
Yes, the less financially stable they are, it has an effect. Because if you can't live, if you can't pay to be alive, because we pay to be alive, let's be honest, it creates stress in families, in marriages, across the piece. So I think it's just one of those things that it's always going to be a work in progress, getting people to actually say, look, this is something that you can't bury your head in the sand about. You have to have these conversations earlier rather than later. I've said to our children, start thinking about investment, and we've invested from them from dot on their behalf. Now that they're older, they have to start thinking about what their next set of decisions are going to be, so that a lot of the things that we learned late in life, because, you know, somebody was kind enough to open our eyes to certain things, we are in a position now that we can pass that information on to them so they can make better decisions. So let's hope that they do.
I love that. And we have a similar kind of conversation at home that when we grew up, I was really fortunate that I was always helping my dad in his business. So my weekends weren't wasted doing nothing like a lot of my friends and cousins and
Yes.
the wider family.
Yes.
I was just helping him. And it wasn't like, I'm getting paid on the weekend, so I'm going, his family, it's my dad.
Yep.
I'm just going to work because
Yes.
you don't even think, it didn't even come into my mind that it's a weekend job, I should be getting paid. So the reflection and experience I've had that we share with our children, we've got 3 children, boy, girl, boy, and my eldest is 19,
Yes.
is that it's too easy for you from 19 to 29 to waste them years.
Honestly.
And
those years are golden.
Them years, you've got the most energy
Honestly.
to do the most, which will have a compounding effect in your later years.
Yes.
Whereas the biggest mistake most of us did, and I wasn't, in hindsight, I should have been way more proactive. But up till 30, we don't use the time efficiently. At 30, we think, all right, okay, I need to start getting onto a few things.
I need to get serious now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that takes a few years to get into the rhythm.
Of course.
So your mid-30s, and so time runs away with itself, and you can't. Money comes and goes, people come and go as well. That's reality. But time, once it's gone.
Time is one resource that is not renewable, which is why I'm just like, you know what? I hate people to waste my time because it's precious. You know, once it's gone, it's gone. You don't get it back. There's no refunds. There's no exchange. It's spent. It's done. It's gone. But it's
No refunds.
yeah.
Wish there was a refund.
Oh man, I'll be cashing that in.
Oh my word.
Yeah, but there's a lot. So we have 3 children as well. Our eldest is 32. She is I call her my ready-made daughter. She's my stepdaughter, but she's mine. So she's 32, and we have 2 boys who are 20 and 18. And honestly, I don't know where time has gone. Like, it just feels like whoosh. It sounds so cliche. People be like, oh, it's so hard. And then you wake up and then you wonder, how are they so grown up? You know, but I totally get you about those years. I think between that 19 and 29 is the space where they have the opportunity to get things wrong and fix it.
Yeah.
Because by the time, you know, for most of people like, I guess, you and I, who the expectation is that you will be married and you will have children. By the time you get to your 30s, you're in deep. You know, you've got a family, you have responsibilities. You don't have that necessarily the same kind of, you know, flexibility exactly to make take some of the risk and make some of the mistakes.
And you can make so many risks during them years.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. And you can, especially nowadays, you can just bounce back up and try this. We tried this. We tried that. Try that. Try this. And I just think when I see people, we just went out, and then, well, I can't remember because we just had a good time. It's like, and then it's like, anyway, it just really bedazzles me what goes into their mind.
Yes.
So something you were saying that resonated with me. You said, you know, trying to educate the market about the need of either financial planning, knowing the finances, or even the mental health side of things with regards to working with businesses. That we everybody needs it, but everybody doesn't recognize that they need it now because it would help now. When we've just a quick reflection on when we work with our clients and we work with businesses, we always say, well, you've got to focus on the problem.
Yeah.
And if there is no problem, then there's nothing to fix, and there's nothing we can do, and there's no clear motivation to say
exactly what's your pinch point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if everything is good, then fine, then carry on. But if there's a problem that we can understand that actually right now we might be okay, but in 3 years, 10 years, 15 years, this is the trend, this is our experience, these are the case studies, these are the stories that have got a very similar parallel to what you're describing. This is what they've been through, and this is the same problem. You run the risk of falling into that same experiences. Then there's an opportunity to, should we have a conversation, and should we just like map that out and show you what that could look like? Both ways. If you don't do it, and if you do it, and then show that transformation.
You take this pill or that pill.
Exactly that. And you know, and once you can start to focus on that part of the conversation, the rest of it's easy. The rest of it's just delivering.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So we always kind of, with all our clients, all the businesses that we deal with, we always say, what problem are we solving?
That's your starting point.
It's a starting point.
That's your starting point.
Who is your customer? You're very clear about that middle class kind of group. And we always say, who's your ideal customer persona? And you might have a few, you might have more than one, but really have like a grid or a matrix of all the different pinch points, like you said, that they might be experiencing. It might be this, it might be that, it might be this, it might be that. And that's a great starting point with regards to if they recognize, actually, yeah, that could be a problem that I want to fix, then there's some traction.
Definitely.
What we find is that top of the funnel part of that conversation is you want to have as many of them as possible and then help themselves disqualify. Because like you said, time is precious. And
time is precious.
You can't speak to everybody, but you want to speak to the ones that want your help. So how can we use digital tools? How can we do the content that we produce for our clients to work at scale, to say, look, watch this, that's a good starting point. And if you want free solutions, just carry on. Everything's in there. And it doesn't kind of distract you. But if you want to fast track and you realize, actually, this is an important thing that you want to invest in, you've got money to invest in, then you come this way, the red pill or the blue pill.
Yes, definitely.
And then let's talk. And then that way, you don't waste that time.
Yeah.
Efficient time.
As I say, cut to the chase, you know. Yeah. And I suppose one of the other, like going back to what you said, one of the things is knowing what your problem is and what you need to solve.
Yeah.
And some people are quite happy having the problem until something happens that makes them have to look at it. And you'll be shocked, astonished how many conversations that we have where people, they know they have an issue, but it's not painful enough yet for them to want to do something about it. But unfortunately, when the time comes, it's late.
It's late in the day.
It's late. It's done. It's difficult to go back to try and fix things.
One of my sales coaches, Paul Simpson, he'd always say, in a sales conversation, find the problem, then stick your foot in it and make that problem even bigger.
I love that.
I get it. Obviously, it's the analogy of really making that pain right now, not pushing it into the long grass.
Yes, definitely. So we're humans. What can we do? We're just weird, wonderful bunch. What a creation we are, you know.
And some people aren't even problem aware.
No,
they don't even. They're oblivious to the problem.
Yeah. How did I hear it best described once? Living lives of quiet desperation. Like literally every day, just drifting from day to day. And I mean, to be honest, no judgments, literally no judgments, because what you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
What access to information you have. And I do believe there's a huge inequality of information opportunity. If you are in the know, if you are in a situation or a family or work environment where information comes to you, flows to you, or certain types of conversations are had regularly, then you're able to, reason through certain things. But if you're not in that environment, how do you know? You don't have a clue. You literally think this is what people do.
And if you don't have a network or you don't have a circle of
you're stuck.
Yeah.
You're stuck.
You're either stuck or you just do what you've always done.
And you get what you've always gotten correctly.
Said the same thing this morning.
Yeah.
Somebody else, absolutely.
Yeah, correct.
And
correct.
How interesting. So, I'm going to change lanes a little bit.
No, happy to.
Rewind. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. Rewind 20 years. What would you do differently, knowing what you know now?
Invest. Straight up.
Yeah.
Invest early.
Property or something else?
Property, whatever take the risk that I'm probably, I don't want to say too old now, because age, I mean, we're still alive, there's hope, isn't there? But the things that would have set me up for a better future now, to give me the freedom to make different types of decisions now. So easy for me. 20 years back, straight out the jump. Just be more hungry for that type of information. But then I'll go back to saying, well, you don't know, because I didn't know. I grew up very much in an environment where, as a young woman, what happens, you go to school, you behave yourself, you get through that education quietly, you finish well, you go off and find somebody to marry you. If you don't, well, tough luck. You get a job, you work, and you die. There was no
some kids in the mix, but
So you the whole the family thing,
the
and then
thing happens,
and like I said, no judgment for some people. That's absolutely fine. But I think when you have access to information, you're in a better position to make better decisions. So one of the things that my husband and I decided to do is to send our children to the grammar school at Leeds. For 2 reasons. Good. Not that it was affordable in any way or form for us, because that's a different podcast. That's a whole different conversation. However, what we wanted to do was to give them a different environment. Give them a different environment, give them access to different opportunities, to different types of conversations, to open their eyes to, I will, but I just need to understand the roots. And it's not a one size fits all. Lots of people are like, why are you sending them there? It's so expensive. So we had lots of those conversations. And at one point we just stopped telling people where our children went. Sincerely, we just didn't. It was like, oh yeah, they're at school. Because people thought we were absolutely insane out of our mind. And maybe we are a little bit, but who cares? That's just life. But it really, for me, it helped them to think differently, to have a whole different environment in which to grow. And knowing what I know now, and it's a cheesy saying, but I believe it to be gospel. Your network is your net worth, because the people that you are connected to will connect you to other people who will connect you to other people. And within that circle is where that richness is, and it's getting them from an early stage. Like I said, you asked me a question I did not hesitate to answer, because I've thought about this so many times. It's going back to, what would I do? I would even go back before 20 years, because 20 years ago I was already ripe. Okay.
Let's go back 40.
Yeah, I'd go back, I'd go back beyond that 20, 30 even.
Yeah.
To just say, okay, Gilda.
Yeah.
What do you need to do now? Straight away. It'll be that investment. It gives you, financial freedom. It gives you the ability to make different types of decisions for yourself, for your family, for the people you want to help, for the causes you want to support. I could go back to saying everybody hates talking about money. But what can you do about money? If you have a heart that is charitable and you want to, build a nursery or a school or a dam or whatever you decide to do, or you like animals and you want to build a sanctuary, can you do it on good thoughts?
No.
Needs finance, doesn't it?
Finance.
So
absolutely,
that's where my head's at.
Absolutely.
Definitely invest.
So staying on that thought of young adults, 20-year-olds that are coming out of university, leaving school leavers that are going into apprenticeship.
Yes.
What's your recommendation to them?
Going into apprenticeships or at uni?
Just that age. They're coming out, they just...
Talk to people, learn whatever field that you're in, be hungry and willing to learn. Not hungry where the smell of the hunt and desperation sits on you and people see you coming and they're like, oh, swerve. No, but be genuinely interested in the learning in anything that you set your mind to. And I will go back to talking about my children. One of the things I said to them is, you're not a grade, yeah? A lot of times there's a lot of pressure. Oh, you got a 2-1, you got a first class, or you got, triple, quadruple A stars in your exams. That's great. That's wonderful.
Absolutely.
But that does not define you, because most successful people now We know the time when they were successful. We don't know all the 300 times that they failed, but through the failure is learning. You iterate, you learn. You're like, maybe next time I'll do that differently. So for me, it's be hungry for the knowledge in whatever field, whatever that could be. It could be cleaning. Mm-hmm. It could be physics. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Make contacts, talk to people, find out or find the person who is doing the thing that you want to do well. Go and find out how you can speak to them and learn and listen, and then go away, try it, get it wrong, get it wrong, get it wrong, get it right. Failure is not the end. I think personally, I know not everybody feels the same about this. Failure is the beginning, but you don't fail unless you've tried to do something. Yeah. Failure for me is when you don't learn. Mm-hmm. Like when you continue making the same mistake. Some people, like, you say to them, okay, I see what you're trying to do. Maybe tweak it a little bit. No, I'm fine. I know what I'm doing. And they do the same thing. Same thing. Fail again. Yeah. No change, no learning, just development. On that, no development. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's all right. Yeah, don't lick your wounds for too long. Mm-hmm. Reflect, move, learn, take that with you. So that would be my my advice and my guidance. And as I have a real life 20-year-old, Lord help me, that I'm really trying to encourage. But I mean, he's only 20. That's all he's got, 20 years in. So he's listening to me going, oh, what's this what daddy and mommy talking about? Oh, why are they stressing me? But it's really about trying to make sure that he sets himself up, or we are able to help him set himself up for the best possible chances to succeed. They don't always hear it though.
Yeah. So there's a difference between hearing and listening.
Exactly.
What I said was, we have this dance at home. He's just finished his GCSEs.
Yes.
Go get a job.
Yes.
And I'm saying, great idea. Where are you going to get a job? And my wife she'll say, I've gone online, I found something on Amazon.
Yes.
And just get him in there.
Yes.
And I'm like, whoa. I go, Damavir, what do you want to do?
Yes.
I want to get into property. Fine. I find all the estate agents around here. Go knock on the door and ask them, have you got any work for them? Even if you do it for free.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
The money will come. Just do the work.
Yeah.
Just do the work. Get in the environment. You might not like it.
Exactly. You might get in there and realize, I actually hate every minute of this.
And I'm saying it doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do, get into that environment. Immerse yourself in that environment. Talk to people. Ask somebody, can I buy you a coffee? Can I have a coffee with you?
Yeah.
No adult will let a young 18-year-old, 19-year-old buy them a coffee.
Honestly.
But it's the courtesy, it's the gesture, it's the conversation.
Okay, it's the conversation. We're in this, like I said, I'm over here nodding. Yes, we are very much aligned.
The money's a byproduct. You can't, that knowledge, like what you were saying, find a mentor, get somebody who's been there, done it, fast track.
Yeah, I mean, my husband always says something. He said, like even in little things, if you go into the gym and you think, actually, I'm going to the gym on my own, I'm going to all these classes, I'm not seeing the results that I want. Most people who can afford it might get a personal trainer. Yeah? Which football team in the world plays football because the footballers are great? They all have a coach.
Of course.
Every single one. Every sports team has a coach. If you want to become a better speaker, you can find a coach. This is it. You have to always find a person who can help you be better. And it doesn't mean that you have to find one single person, because there's a very good friend of mine who I was having this conversation with. And they have a coach for speaking. They have a coach for their finances. They have a coach for their, what do you call these people? Personal dresser. It's not a coach, but it's got a personal dresser. For image. I'm not there yet.
You don't know.
No, I don't think I'll ever be there. I'm quite happy being weird and wonderful. But who knows? The time might come when I might need one, But my thing is, find the person who has the skill that you need.
Yep.
Extract it, learn, be gracious, give back. And then as you learn, always look back and bring somebody along with you. Because one of the biggest problems we have is leaving people behind.
Yep.
Like, I am very much about look back, who's behind you? How can you help them? The ones that want to come, because some don't want to move.
That's fine as well.
And that's fine. But for the ones who want to reach back, pull them forward too. So
I love that.
that's me.
Awesome. I love that. So as we wrap up, the question I've got for you is in probably more the businesses, not the
Sure.
the council work and the innovation work you do, but in the businesses, what's the goal in 6 months? What do you need to achieve? What's that milestone that we need to hit?
So 6 months for the financial education. We have some big plans. My husband, I'm not gonna say it here, but he has an income that he wants to hit in the next, actually by, I think it's March. So by the end of the financial year.
Okay.
So we are working towards that. Is it easy? No.
What's easy?
What's easy?
Nothing's easy.
Nothing is easy. So we're very much within that space. Our ultimate long-term goal, really, and this is something that we have together as a vision, is to, and to use, I guess, faith language, is to change our generational story. We want to be the people who, our generations, and I say our generations, not just our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, and the great-great-grandchildren and forward by the grace of God, to be able to look back to see where the change happened, where it started. And we mightn't be able to accomplish every single thing that we have set out, but we've started. We've started to change the story, and to be able to gift them what we've learned so that they have that financial freedom, whatever that looks like to them, because for different people, financial freedom looks like different things.
Absolutely.
For us, it's making sure that our generations are better.
Yeah.
And continue to improve. And we set the foundation for them to build on. So that's our long-term goal. The short-term is to get that income up, because without money, like I said, you can't do anything. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So the aspiration is to do lots of things, which is great. And I always say, even in business or at home, aim for the stars. You'll get to the moon.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the clouds are a soft landing.
Exactly. Exactly. If you get to the clouds, you're doing something right. If you get to the moon, that's something to celebrate.
Yes.
So when we hit March, and I'm confident you'll hit your targets.
Thank you.
I want you to, on LinkedIn or social media somewhere, to say we're there.
Yeah.
Tag me in. I want to celebrate with you.
Yes.
It'll be an orange juice. It won't be champagne from me, but
I'll be drinking my hot water.
Hot water, yeah. I'll do hot water, and we'll do ka-ching.
Yes.
I want to have that kind of moment with
Yes,
you.
for sure. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it.
wish you continued success on that journey.
Received. Thank you very much.